Welcome back, and only one comment from the last video, which is a bit disappointing. The number of comments I get gives me an idea of how well the video went down, and when I get no comments or one comment, it tells me that the video didn't go down very well, which is a bit disappointing, but it's fairly usual for this channel. And Klaus told me that when I read through a passage from a Thai kid's textbook, that was quite helpful. So today I plan to do a similar thing with a little book of dreams I have. And I'll also explain a little bit about the Thai belief system if you're not sure what Thais believe and how they think. As I mentioned in the last video, predicting the future is a big thing among Thais. Many will go to see fortune tellers. My wife goes, and she goes with her sisters and mother. It's a bigger thing among Thai women. And there are also other things that Thais will try to use to predict the future. As I said before, with anything in the future, they believe can be foretold using signs in the present. And if you're wondering why there is such an obsession with telling the future, it's mainly about predicting lottery ticket numbers. Lots of Thais, they don't necessarily live in poverty, but they sort of live just hand to mouth, month to month, and don't have much money. And because of the way that Thai society is structured, there are no opportunities for them to get a lot of money. And the only way they will ever have a chance to come into a lot of money is through the lottery. So there's a really big obsession with money, and especially the lottery. There are no shortage of road accidents in Thailand, and when a foreigner observes a road accident, they'll be concerned about the victims. They'll want to make sure that the emergency services have been called. They want to make sure the road is safe for other road users. With Thais, they'll want to know other things, and these things relate to numbers. License plate numbers, phone numbers, age of the victims, house numbers, and all of this information has to do with predicting winning lottery ticket numbers. When Thais die, they're taken to the local temple where they're put inside a coffin, and relatives and friends can pay their last respects, and then they're cremated and interred. A few years ago, there was a monk arrested. What he was doing, he was cutting open the bodies because he believed he could find winning lottery ticket numbers inside the cadavers. With the Book of Dreams, there's a brief description of the dream, then there's a prediction, and then underneath you'll notice there are numbers. So when you have a dream, from this book, not only will you know what the future holds for you, but you'll also know which numbers to use for your next lottery ticket. 3 dreams on this page, and the first dream is about Tung Tao, which is socks. And personally, I've never had a dream about socks, but maybe other people have. And before I get into it, I just want to explain a few things. And the first is that my reading ability isn't much more than signs and menus, so I have difficulty with this stuff too. And I have to constantly reference a dictionary. And this is because of the reason I stated in my last video. I know some conversational Thai, and that uses informal vocabulary. When you get onto written material, it uses a lot of formal vocabulary that I'm not familiar with. So I just have to keep looking at the dictionary, but hopefully that will improve my vocabulary. And the second thing, as I've explained in previous tutorials, the way that Thais and foreigners learn tones is very different. And foreigners learn tones based on rules. And that's fine, but because it's rule-based, it takes time to work out the tone. So with any individual word, I can look at it, see if it's got a tone mark or not, and work out the tone rule. But when I'm reading at a sort of fairly normal speed, my brain just doesn't have the capacity to read and process the tone rules for every word. So I know that when I'm reading, I'm going to get a lot of tones wrong, and I apologise for that. So let's continue with the prediction for dreams about socks. So, Pushai, that's men. Pu is like a prefix for people who are, so people who are men. And it was a bit strange with that text from the kids' book in the last video, where I saw a word that I've never seen before, which was Pu Kong. So basically that means people who are people, and that's the sort of formal version of just Kong, people. So it's, yeah, the formal side can be quite strange at times. So Pushai, men, fun, dream, hen, see, Tong Tao, socks. So when men dream that they see socks. Tam Nai is to prediction. Wa, that. Ja, will. So this is, future sense, so ja, will. Dai po. Yeah. Dai can mean can. You can ask a question. Dai mai? Can you? Dai, can. But it can also mean to get or receive. So like with the Thai saying tamdi daidi, do good, get good. Pop is like to meet. Another word will be jer. When you're leaving someone, you can say like pop gan mai or jer gan mai, like see you again. Con, a person. Ti, tuk jai, and tuk jai has different meanings. So I had to look at this one in the dictionary. So it can mean engaging, pleasant, pleasing, congenial. So if a man has a dream about socks, it means they're going to meet someone who they like, basically. And with these dreams, it's a different interpretation for men and women. So pu ying, women, fun. So if a woman dreams about socks, tam nai, wa, predicts that, ja, will, dai, get, lu, which is children. So the sort of the general word for children in Thai is deg. But when it's offspring, Thais will use the word lu. So if a woman dreams about seeing socks, she's going to have a baby. R, or. Dai, like to will get. Kong, gamnan. Now, gamnan is a word that I've never seen or heard in 19 years. And it means gift. And the word I would normally hear and would normally use is kong kwan or kong fag. But because this is written material, we're back to formal vocabulary, so gam nan. And when I say I've never heard it in 19 years, I probably have, but I just I haven't noticed. This is how the brain works. If you don't know a word, you never hear it. Once you know the word and you're sort of listening to TV or radio, you will then hear it. You'll sort of pick it up because you know it. But if you don't know it, it just sort of, goes over your head. So, okay, let's continue to the end first. R, mi, chog, la. This is another word that I haven't come across. So, mi, to have. Chog is luck. And like chog, la, good luck. And normally I would say chok di for good luck. Again, if you're sort of if you've been talking to someone and then you leave, you might say jer gan mai, see you again, and chok di, good luck. But this uses the formal chok la. So women who dream about socks will either have a baby, or they will receive a gift, or they will receive good luck. The next dream, this one, I found extremely difficult. At the moment, I'm in the house on my own. I've got no Thai people around to sort of try to help me. So I've just tried to go through this myself. And it's difficult for a number of reasons that I will explain. And I'm not trying to make out that I'm some, fantastic reader of Thai. I'm not. I'm trying to be honest here. and explain the problems that I have, because I'm sure you'll face the same problems. And one of the problems I described in the last video was the sentence structure, where you can understand every single word in a sentence, or at least get a translation. But when you put them all together, you still can't understand the sentence. And I've had this with my kids' schoolwork. I've been trying to help them. So I look at a question and I understand all the words, and I just don't understand the sentence. Anyway, let's go through it. So, Tao 1, I've not heard of that before. I just look in the dictionary. That means vine. I guess foreigners would normally think of grapevines, but when you walk through forested areas in Thailand, you see these huge creepers in the forest. Like they're really thick, really strong. Fun wa, Tao 1. So you dream that of vine, and the next part you see like rat pan tua. Now rat pan, firstly, is that two words or is it one word? And if it's one word, is there an unwritten vowel in the middle? So if it's one word, is it ratpan or is it ratapan or is it two words? And I think it's two words. So I've had to look in the dictionary. So rat means like to tie up, constrain. And another problem is that when you look up words in the dictionary, they've got multiple meanings, and the meanings aren't even close. They're completely different. So you look in your dictionary and you think, well, what meaning should I choose, because they're all so different. So pan can be 1,000, than pan 1,000. But it can also mean to wrap around, to bind. And dua is body. So what I think this means is if you dream that you're sort of being tied up, being constrained by vines, I think that's what it means. The next part, again, I found very, very difficult. Tam nai is to predict, wa, that, ja, will, future. So that's okay. Dai, you will get. Ku. So this is a low class consonant and the first tone mark. So that will be a falling tone. Ku. And that means a pair, or a pair, or an even number. T, that is ben, verb to be. My, which is a widower, a widow, someone who's lost their spouse. Doi, with. So I think what this means is that if you dream about being, sort of tied up in and constrained by vines, you will meet someone who is a widower or a widow. Ja, po, will meet. Gan, meet together with. And this next part, again, was a bit difficult for me. My, which is like the sort of not, the negating word. Kat has different meanings. So it can mean to fasten, or it can mean to expect, to anticipate, to guess. And I think it's the second meaning. So my cat fun, dream. So you can't guess the dream. You can't anticipate the dream. I found this extremely difficult, and what I really need is a Thai person to try to explain it to me, but so there's none around at the moment. Con, me, person who has. Ku, a pair already. Lao, so a person who I think is already in a relationship, who's already sort of in a couple. Fun, dream. Chen, ni, like this. A person. Okay, so the first part applied to a single person who's not in a relationship. So if you dream about vines, you're then going to meet a widow or widower. And a person who's already in a couple is going to dream like this, what's coming next. So Jat Dai, you will meet Lu, babies. Look Chai. So Look Chai is a son. So if you're already in a couple, you will have a son. T, who is? Kangrang, who is strong. Okay, so yeah, that was really tough for me, that one. The third dream is slightly easier than the second dream, but it's still not particularly easy. And can you see what I was getting at now about being able to read signs and menus, and then taking the next step to books and magazines and newspapers? It's absolutely huge. You know, for the reasons I told you about before. Firstly, the vocabulary. You start to come across loads of vocabulary that you've never seen before. And then the sentence structure, where you can know the meaning of every word in the sentence, and then still not understand what the sentence means. So I've had a lot of trouble just with this one page, which hasn't actually got that many words. It's probably less than 100 words. Can you imagine what it'd be like, you know, going through a thick book, you know, where every sentence is like this? It will take you years to read. Anyway, let's look at the third one. So, tong, which is gold. You know, Thais love gold as much as they love money. Fun, hen, tong. Okay, so you dream about seeing gold. Tam nai, the prediction. Wa ja, that will in the future. Da adai ku di lerp. Lerp is like excellent, fantastic. So you'll get a pair. I guess this means like a partner. You find a partner who is really excellent. Re or dai luk chai. Okay, so this one again, you'll get a son. Ti mi, who has. And the next word, again, is a word that I've never ever come across before. And my dictionary doesn't even have this word, but I found it on the internet. And wasana is another word for luck, and it comes from Pali or Sanskrit. So you think, you know, why not just use the word chop, which everyone knows for luck? But no, because it's written, it has to be, you know, in a formal setting. And it uses the word wasana, which means luck. So wasanadi means good luck. So if you dream of gold, you're going to find a fantastic partner, or you're going to have a son who has really good luck. Con, sod. Con people, sod is single. So single people, japmi will have. Con ma ko, people who come to ask. Tangan, marriage. So if you're single and you dream of gold, there will be people who come to you who want to marry you. Consort, single people, fun. Chenni, single people will, you know, it will be like this. What's to follow? So tamnai, predict. Wa ja, predicts that will. Me have. Chok lap, again, this is like, you know, chok di, you have good luck, good fortune. Gone, before. Do, before you grow up. Okay, so if you're a single person and you dream about gold, you will have lots of good luck before you grow up. And here are if you have that dream, that's what is predicted for you, and here are your winning lottery numbers. So anyway, I hope that helped. If anything, it will just sort of illustrate to you how big a jump it is to go from sort of, you know, nothing to menus and signs, and then this huge jump from menus and signs up to newspapers, books and magazines. It really isn't easy. It just involves learning a whole sort of new vocabulary. You've got to learn lots and lots of vocabulary that you've never heard of. So I've been here 19 years and I've picked up a lot of informal vocabulary in conversation. And the minute I pick up a book or something, I come across loads and loads of vocabulary I've never ever seen before. That's one problem. And the other problem is the sentence structure. So you've got all these words that you understand, and then you've got to try to work out the meaning of the sentence. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. If you've got any comments or questions, please leave them below. Also, let me know, like Klaus did. Let me know what will be helpful for you. You know, is this good, or is this stuff too advanced? You know, I've been doing this a long time, so if you've just started, you know, this stuff's going to be too advanced for you. Do you want me to do some more basic stuff? When I was teaching English, you know, I sometimes get into situations where people wouldn't tell me what to teach. You know, they'd just say, "Oh, just teach them English." But you need to know what people want to learn before you can teach them. You know, it's waste of time otherwise. So let me know, and more videos soon.